Chicken or the egg substitute packed with triglycerides and tocopherols? Which truly hatched first? McDonald's has earned its title as the breakfast leader. Whether you're grabbing a bacon, egg, and cheese McGriddle or a sausage, egg, and cheese biscuit, McDonald's delivers the indulgent, carb-filled breakfast fix you crave. Though unfortunately, it's only available in the morning now, as they've phased out their all-day breakfast service.
We crack so many eggs every single day that our crew members have become real experts at it.
McDonald's proudly promotes its use of real eggs in its breakfast offerings, but the reality is a bit more complex. While items like the classic McMuffins feature freshly cracked eggs cooked in metal rings, not all breakfast items follow suit. For example, the bacon, egg, and cheese biscuit contains a folded egg made from a mix of eggs, non-fat milk, modified food starch, and citric acid. These eggs are pre-cooked, folded, and frozen before being reheated on the grill at each location. The same goes for any biscuits or McGriddles with eggs. When it comes to scrambled eggs, like those in the big breakfast, the eggs are made from liquid eggs that also contain citric acid. Similarly, the eggs in the sausage burrito are pre-cooked liquid eggs mixed with sausage, vegetables, and additives like dextrose, calcium chloride, and xanthan gum. While McDonald's does use real eggs, many of its breakfast items involve processed and pre-prepared egg products. Dunkin officially dropped donuts from its name in 2018, signaling a shift toward a broader menu. But long before the rebrand, the company had already started branching out. In 1997, it introduced breakfast sandwiches, which quickly became a customer favorite and remain a staple today. However, if your favorite sandwich includes egg, there's more to it than meets the eye. Rather than using whole, simple eggs, Dunkin has historically served egg patties made with a blend of ingredients, up to 10 in total, including soybean oil, water, starches, gums, salt, citric acid, and natural flavors. In fact, these patties once contained more water than actual egg yolk. Responding to growing concerns about food transparency and quality, Dunkin made some changes. In 2016, the company committed to using cage-free eggs, and by 2017, it started reducing the number of additives in its egg patties. Then, CEO Nigel Travis assured Fox News that cleaner, more recognizable ingredients were on the horizon. The yolk is much fuller. It looks much more yellow. Taco Bell's breakfast lineup has earned plenty of loyal fans, but some might raise an eyebrow at what's actually in the eggs. While the chain does use 100% cage-free whole eggs, they're not served plain. Instead, the eggs come blended with a mix of other ingredients, including soybean oil, sunflower oil, salt, citric acid, pepper, xanthan gum, guar gum, and added flavors. Taco Bell made strides toward cleaner ingredients years ago. In 2015, the company removed artificial colors, flavors, trans fats, high fructose corn syrup, and unsustainable palm oil from its core menu. By 2018, it had eliminated preservatives and other additives where possible. However, these changes didn't fully carry over to the breakfast menu. Ingredients like salt and pepper are standard for seasoning eggs, but others, like xanthan gum, a thickener derived from fermented sugar, may raise concerns for those avoiding processed food. Though considered safe by the FDA, additives like xanthan and guar gum aren't what most people expect in a simple egg dish. If you're trying to keep your breakfast clean and simple, you might want to take a closer look at what's inside Taco Bell's breakfast burritos, quesadillas, and crunch wraps. If you're craving a Chick-fil-A breakfast, you'll need to act fast. The chain stops serving it at 10:30 a.m. sharp. But if you're hoping for a simple, wholesome egg with your biscuit or muffin, you might want to look elsewhere. While Chick-fil-A's breakfast items like the chicken, egg, and cheese biscuit are undeniably tasty, the eggs themselves are anything but straightforward. The folded eggs used in these sandwiches contain far more than just eggs. The full ingredient list includes whole eggs, water, salt, butter-type flavor, a mixture of medium-chain triglycerides, coconut oil, and natural flavors, xanthan gum, citric acid, annatto, soybean oil, palm kernel oil, soy lecithin, natural flavors, and beta-carotene, a pigment used to enhance that sunny yellow color. To be fair, none of these ingredients are especially harmful on their own. Medium-chain triglycerides, for example, are just fats derived from coconut or palm kernel oil and have even been linked to some potential health benefits. However, both coconut and palm oils are high in saturated fats, which can negatively impact heart health when consumed in excess. The bigger concern may be the philosophy behind it all. Adding flavors and color to a naturally flavorful food like eggs suggests an emphasis on cost-cutting and shelf life over freshness. For those trying to stick to whole, unprocessed ingredients, Chick-fil-A's egg offerings may fall short, even if they're nestled in a warm, buttery biscuit. Jack in the Box serves breakfast all day and uses freshly cracked USDA-grade whole eggs in several popular items, including the sausage, egg and cheese biscuit, and the Supreme Sourdough breakfast sandwich. While the eggs are cooked in a butter-flavored vegetable oil, meaning a bit of that oil ends up in the final product, it's a relatively small trade-off for getting actual whole eggs instead of processed egg blends.
Isn't this the kind of breakfast you just dream of?
Given the opportunity.
Jack in the Box's scrambled eggs aren't exactly pure and simple. Though they start with whole eggs, each serving is padded with extras like water, making up 19%, egg whites, salt, citric acid, xanthan gum, and annatto for color. There's also a butter flavor blend made from sunflower oil, natural flavors, and medium-chain triglycerides. These modified eggs show up in menu items like the Meat Lover's Breakfast Burrito and the French Toast Sticks platter. Subway may no longer be the world's largest restaurant chain. McDonald's claimed that title back in 2021, but it still boasts nearly 37,000 locations worldwide, offering everything from footlongs to breakfast sandwiches. If you're considering stopping by for a morning egg sandwich, though, you might want to take a closer look at what's actually inside those eggs. Back in 2012, Forbes analyzed fast food eggs and found Subway's to be the most heavily processed, packed with non-egg ingredients. While Subway has since cleaned up its recipe a bit, ditching additives like TBHQ, propylene glycol, and isolated pea product, their current egg mix still isn't exactly minimalist. Order one of Subway's breakfast sandwiches today, and you'll be served a blend of egg whites and yolks, plus soybean oil, water, unmodified cornstarch, and a butter alternative made from liquid and hydrogenated soybean oil. The full mix also includes soy lecithin, citric acid, natural flavor, tocopherols, xanthan gum, cellulose gum, salt, and black pepper. Although none of these ingredients are inherently harmful, it's surprising how many extras are needed to deliver something as basic as scrambled eggs. If you're seeking a whole, unprocessed egg, Subway's version might not quite hit the mark. In 2018, Panera Bread launched its breakfast sandwiches with a bold claim: real, whole eggs only. At the same time, it urged the FDA to define what egg actually means, aiming to stop competitors from using heavily processed egg blends while still calling them eggs. The timing conveniently aligned with Panera's own clean label marketing push. Sarah Burnett, Panera's wellness director then, emphasized their commitment to clean ingredients in 2018. Panera and our competitors use the FDA definitions to guide our product descriptions and names. But in the case of eggs, we have no guidance. Brands can say they offer an egg sandwich, but sell an egg product that contains multiple additives. At Panera, consumers can be assured that when they order eggs, that's exactly what they're getting. While Panera Bread championed real eggs back in 2018, things have shifted a bit by 2025. Some menu items still feature whole eggs, but others use liquid scrambled eggs that include added ingredients like canola oil and citric acid. It's a cleaner option than many fast food competitors, but not quite the unprocessed standard Panera once proudly promoted in its breakfast campaign. Starbucks offers an extensive breakfast menu with 9 different sandwiches, but none feature real whole eggs. Instead, most of these sandwiches use egg patties with various additives. For example, the egg, pesto, and mozzarella sandwich uses an egg frittata patty that includes unmodified cornstarch, mirin, rice wine, natural ginger flavor, and soy-type flavor. The bacon, Gouda, and egg sandwich contains an egg frittata with cheese, adding even more ingredients. If you go for the chicken, maple butter, and egg sandwich, you'll get a puffed scrambled egg patty made with non-fat milk, soybean oil, sodium bicarbonate, salt, and butter flavor, among others. For a more straightforward option, Starbucks protein boxes offer hard-boiled eggs, with citric acid as the only added ingredient. The kale and mushroom and bacon and Gruyere egg bites also feature simpler egg mixtures, made with eggs, water, and citric acid. While these options still involve some additives, they come closest to resembling whole eggs compared to the heavily processed egg frittatas and scrambled patties found in their sandwiches. Del Taco offers a tasty range of indulgent breakfast burritos, tacos, and wraps, packed with carbs and cheese. However, no matter which item you choose, all of them rely on scrambled eggs as the base. But like many other fast food chains, Del Taco doesn't use whole eggs in its dishes. Instead, it uses liquid eggs, with 19% of each serving made up of water. The rest of the mixture includes whole eggs, egg whites, salt, xanthan gum, citric acid, annatto, and a butter flavor blend made from sunflower oil, natural flavors, and medium-chain triglycerides. Burger King jumped into the breakfast game early, launching its croissantwich in 1983 to rival McDonald's McMuffin. One of its memorable ads from the 80s even featured kids awkwardly singing about how the croissantwich beat the stuffing out of Egg McMuffin, emphasizing its competition with McDonald's.
In a nationwide test, our flaky croissantwich with golden eggs and melted cheese, sausage, bacon, or ham beat the stuffing out of Egg McMuffin.
The croissantwich has stood the test of time, with Burger King expanding its breakfast menu to include items like biscuits and breakfast burritos, many of which are loaded with eggs. But these aren't exactly real eggs. Burger King uses a liquid egg pasteurized mixture that starts with whole eggs, followed by a mix of water, xanthan gum, citric acid, and medium-chain triglycerides. While the ingredient list isn't particularly long, it's a stretch to call these eggs whole. The use of this egg mixture has sparked debate online, especially on Reddit, where customers have complained about unsightly air pockets that form during cooking. While these bubbles may be unappealing, they're often an unavoidable result of cooking liquid eggs. Another reason many people prefer using actual whole eggs in their breakfast dishes.